Hello everybody and welcome to the complete Season 3 of Stadium Spotlight. This season was incredible. I think we had the most episodes this season out of any season. I think we beat last year's record. I think the stadiums this year have been so much better than they have previously been. And I want to thank every single person that submitted a stadium and created one for the series. It means so much. I know I didn't get to everyone, but the time that I had, I tried to get to as many as I could, and I enjoyed every second of it. And I can't wait to do it in 24. I'm so excited. I've been working on some graphics for Season 4, and I hope y'all are excited for that. Season 4, that's insane. I didn't think I was going to be able to get to Season 4, but here we are. This Friday is the release of the show 24, and I'm really hoping to do a live stream to kick off the season. I really hope y'all can hop in and join me just to say hi. Can't wait. I'm so excited. Hope y'all are excited as well. And with that, thank you guys for watching and enjoy the complete Season 4 of Stadium Spotlight. Hello everybody, welcome to the season premiere of Stadium Spotlight. This is a show where we look at different unique stadiums in the show 23. And just like every season, we're going to start off the season looking at my own custom stadium. The stadium is called AstroWorld Park. I'll leave the information in the description so you can check it out for yourself. If you enjoyed the series and y'all want more, then please consider liking and subscribing. If you have your own stadium that you already built here in the show 23 and you want me to check it out, make sure to leave your all-in ID and the name of the stadium in the comments below, and I'll be sure to check it out. This stadium, not too complicated, but I think it looks pretty good. I didn't want to spend too much time on it because I do want to play other game modes, but I wanted a stadium to play at, a competitive stadium to play at when I play Event BR, and especially mini seasons. And I did use a template for this one, but I literally destroyed the entire outfield. The only thing I kept was behind home plate. So I'll show you that real quick and we'll move on. So nothing too crazy. Made the seats blue. I think it looks awesome. My team colors are blue, but I'm gonna change that hopefully to like the Phillies powdered blues. Whatever. That's not important. But I really do like the look of behind home plate, especially this part right here. I think this is brand new. I think it looks awesome. I did add some lights because this stadium was not lit when I first created it, so I had to add some lights. So down the left field line, it is 300. To dead center field is 403, with 404 being the furthest distance in left center field. Down the right field line, it is 300. I think this might be the shortest competitive fences you can have, but I think I'm going to make a different version and scoot the fences in like 280 or something like that, just so I can have easier time hitting home runs for mini seasons and challenges. So down the right field line, we have 2 decks of seats that connect to this building right here, and this building does go on towards center field, but we'll get to that in a second. On the building, we have the glove from Oracle Park, I believe. I forgot the name. I always try to say ATXT Park. And we have a double stack bullpen. Can't believe they didn't let us move bullpens in Creative Stadium. I'll make a whole video about that later on. We have seats surrounding the bullpen. Above it, we have a second story. I wish you could add fans to walk around in because it looks empty, but I think it still looks cool. Add a scoreboards to the facade of the second deck.
Something, but you got to make some pitches. Now this one's well hit, way back there, on its way and out of here.
To right center field, pretty empty, and might add a waterfall later on, but we have a little suite area kind of thing, and then the Hall of Fame Memorial. Our batter's eye is the San Diego Padres batter's eye, and they still haven't added Minute Park batter's eye, which I can't believe they haven't done yet. Just give us the Ivy, but whatever. That's besides the point. Above it, we have some more bars, as you can see, some buildings enclosing the stadium. To left center field, we have 2 decks of seats, or 2 decks of standing room. We have some concessions on the first story, a scoreboard on the facade of the second deck, and then we have the home run pump, a snack stand, and then a giant Jumbotron up against the Orioles warehouse that's in the right field. And we also have lighting on top of the warehouse, and then beyond it, you can see a giant hotel overlooking the stadium.
Swings and crushes one, right field, way back and gone.
So down left field line, we have 2 decks of seats with hotel rooms or suites right above it. I don't know why I'm obsessed with buildings within stadiums, or at least overlooking them. Like in San Diego, kind of like Minute Maid, and Atlanta, like we just have buildings overlooking stadiums. I think that looks awesome. So that's why I went ahead and added this, and it was kind of boring, so I had to add something.
Oh, this one's blasted high and deep. It's on its way out of here. Ball ball game.
And that's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium. Not a lot. I didn't want to spend a lot of time making the stadium because I just mainly wanted to use the stadium for playing other modes. If y'all want to download it, information will be in the description. But let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. And today we are at Green Hill Zone, and this is a Sonic inspired stadium here in MLB the Show 23. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 13,000 people. Down the left field line is 335. To dead center field is 400, with 402 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line is 355. So real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. Couple things I want to point out real quick. So in foul ground, we have a concession stand and some seats around it. We have 2 home run decks on each side. Behind home plate, we have an exclusive area. We have some concession stands and some seats. And then behind each dugout, we have a scoreboard. We also have a huge section of seats wrapping around home plate. And then behind the home plate seats, we have the Royals scoreboard. And then way above the left field seats, he went ahead and added some rings. I wish you could change the color of the rings, but I know what he's implying here, and I think it looks awesome. So right field, we have Tails Workshop, and we got a scoreboard right on the side of it. To the left of it, we have the apple from Citi Field, and above it, we have a sign saying that if you hit it into the bucket, you'll get 10 million rings. And then behind Tails Workshop, we have one of the more iconic symbols from a video game. When I see this, I instantly think of Sonic. I think he did a really good job at this.
Fly ball down the right field line. If it's fair, it's gone, and that is gone.
To center field, we have the Rangers' old batter's eye, and above it we have a Jumbotron, and then above the Jumbotron we have a floating rock. To the left of the scoreboard, we have a spaceship, probably Dr. Eggman spaceship. And then to the left of the batter's eye, we have another alien spaceship, and on this one it says Hit a Badnik. Those are enemies you'll find in the Sonic franchise, in the games, and the movies.
Kicks and deals. Out towards right center. That's well struck. Back there. That one is gone.
Down the left field line, we have this really cool pool area with some seats on each side of it. And on the wall, we have a hit it here sign. And I'm pretty sure if you hit it, you'll get a free chili dog. And the chili dogs are supplied by Uncle Chuck's. And then down the left field line, in foul ground, we have the guitar scoreboard with the words Crush 40 Plaza on it.
Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it.
That's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium. So let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. And today we are at 1948 Ebbets Field, and this stadium was created by Archmagechemosh. So this stadium seats 31,000 people. Down the left field line is 347. To dead center field is 378, with 393 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line is 297. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. So we have 2 decks of seats wrapping around home plate, and then we have some press boxes hanging from the second deck and from the roof. And then also hanging from the second deck, we got some press boxes or some camera wells. So in right field, we have probably the most iconic part of the stadium, and that is the right field wall. So in MLB the Show 23, you can't add advertisements to the wall itself. I think you did a really good job getting as close as you can. So you added advertisements above the wall, and then we have the out-of-town scoreboard with the real advertisement Schaefer on top of the out-of-town scoreboard, and they added a chain link fence to the top like it did in real life. On the other side of the right field wall, we have Bedford Avenue, and the other side of the street, we have some businesses that were present during Ebbets Field's time. Love the detail that he put into this. You're only going to see this when you're hitting bombs, so hopefully you'll see it often, but I really love the detail that he put into it.
Drilled in the air, right field, way back there, and that is out of here.
Bro, Ebbets Field didn't have a batter's eye, but this game forces you to have a batter's eye. So I went ahead and went with a 2-tier dark blue batter's eye. Behind the batter's eye, we have some seats, and above the batter's eye, we have a second deck of seats.
That one is absolutely belted. That's back. And it's out of here.
And continuing from center field, we have, again, 2 decks of seats that wrap around home plate. I love the lighting that he added to the stadium. It gives it so much more color, and just how he implemented it. I would never thought of that. So I think that looks awesome.
Swing and a high fly ball. That one out towards left center field. Way back there. And out of here.
And on the roof, we have some lighting, some flags. And I love the design of the roof. It looks pretty accurate to the real Ebbets Field. It's got that jewel box look to it. I think it looks great. So that's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium. So let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. And the second most iconic part of Ebbets Field is the outside of the stadium, and I think he did a fantastic job recreating it. You probably won't see this when you're playing, but I think he did a really good job. So much attention to detail. He added the pillars that go down each side of the stadium. He actually added Ebbets Field above the entrance of the stadium, and then we have the flag that sits there as well. Really love the detail that he added to the outside of the stadium. And then behind the left field seats, he also added the building that was there. Really big building, looked like a factory. I actually did not know this prop was in the game. And then we have some more businesses and some more parking here on the outside of the stadium. If this game would have allowed him to, he would have added so much more detail to it. But the game limited to him. He's already at 100%. I know he couldn't add any more detail. And we also have some apartment buildings to dead center field as well. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. Hello everybody, welcome to episode 4 of Stadium Spotlight. This is a show where we'll look at different and unique stadiums in the show 23, and today we are at the God Dome 2.0 here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this stadium was created by DopeBaby. I'll leave all that stadium information in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 30,000 people. Down the left field line is 340. To dead center field is 415, with 417 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line is 330. Real quick, just took a look at behind home plate. So down the left field line, there is a open concourse area with a snack shack. And then in foul territory down the right field line, we have a play area for the kids. Down the right field line, we have a villa, grill, and club area. Basically just a restaurant with some patio seats on the outside right above the wall. I think that looks awesome. And they have one section of seating that continues from the second deck from behind home plate. Above that, it kind of looks like a suite right there. And then above the suite, we have a Jumbotron. To right center field, we have the words Adult Swim right above the wall, and I think it's a pool area. Above that, we have a dinosaur just sitting there, and then some rocks, and then the lighthouse slide to right center field. Above the lighthouse, we have a hotel, but I think that connects to the suite, as you can see.
Drilled in the air, right field, way back there, and that is out of here.
To dead center field, we have the padded dark blue batter's eye, and then a beautiful rock structure. I think that looks awesome. We have some trees, we have some dinosaurs, and some waterfalls. If you look close enough, you can really see the waterfall in left center field, as there aren't really as many rocks covering up, but I think this looks beautiful. Another T-Rex. We have the top of the Royals scoreboard poking out of the rocks. We have a circular hotel that kind of acts as a pillar to the stadium, and then we have a Jumbotron on top of it. And in the middle of the waterfall, on top of this rock, we have the glove from Oracle Park, and we have another hotel holding up the stadium.
He could bust this game wide open. Out there to center. That's back. Out of here! Grand slam!
Down left field line, in the wall, we have what it looks like a seating area, kind of like a club area. We have one section of seats right above the wall in left field that connects to, I think, the entrance of the stadium. And then the words God Dome 2 on the top of it. And you got some hotels on each side of it. And above it, we have a Jumbotron and then a huge line of lights that make it look like a retractable roof. I think that looks awesome.
Big factor in getting that win. Crushed in the air. Left center field. Way back there. No doubt about it.
That's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium. So let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. And today we are at the Masonry here in St. Louis, and this stadium was created by Twinnedlnk. Let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 55,000 people. Down the left field line is 320. To dead center field is 415, with 417 being the furthest distance in the left center field. And then down the right field line it is 330. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. And if you haven't noticed already, this stadium has a buttload of seating. There are 4 decks of seats all around home plate, and the most unique part is down the left field line, and instead of the 2 decks of seats, we have a wall of what it looks like suites. I don't know if y'all seen the 49ers stadium, but like one side of the stadium is all suites, one side is upper deck, but he went ahead and added a wall of suites and then an upper deck on top of it, which I think looks awesome. And then there's 2 little scoreboards right in the middle of them. And then down the right field line, there's this open walkway with a bunch of concessions. I think this looks really cool, just walking to get your concessions and you're still able to watch the game. So down the right field line we have 2 decks of seats. This first deck of seats is really big. It goes back pretty far, so you're gonna have to hit a 500-foot bomb to get this maybe into the second deck. You're gonna have to hug the line as well. I think that looks awesome. On top of the concourse in the second deck we have a party deck, which I think looks awesome. This probably has an amazing view during the game. To the back of the seats we have a warehouse with some scoreboards on the side of it. To right center field we have a party deck with a sculpture on top of it.
Rip to right center, and that one will leave the park. Out of here.
To center field we have the frame slates blue batter's eye. Behind the batter's eye we have a pool and a pavilion with some concessions around it. And then we also have some more concessions just scattered around this open area. And in dead center field we have this really cool warehouse. He added a bunch of buildings to the side of it that matches warehouse. He went ahead and put a lot of detail into this. I think it looks awesome. To the left of the batter's eye we have a scoreboard right above the fence. Behind the scoreboard we have the Hall of Fame memorial, and then we have some more concessions scattered around and up against the warehouse. And then just peeking out of the building you can see the slide from Milwaukee coming out of the warehouse. I think that looks awesome. You'll definitely see that from the plate when you're playing.
That one hammered center field. That's back there. And that one is gone.
To left center field, just like right field, we have 2 decks of seats, and this first deck going back super far, and it's also elevated, so you can probably kiss heading into the second deck goodbye, but I think it still looks awesome. And on top of the concourse and the second deck, we have some bars and some concessions, and then to the back of the seats, we have a warehouse with a Jumbotron right on the side of it.
Hammers that one deep left field, and forget it.
That's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium, so let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. A couple things I want to point out for the outside of the stadium. Look at this view, look at the skyline. That is so beautiful. It looks even better from inside the stadium when you're playing. We have a bridge on the outside connecting to the stadium, and they went ahead and enclosed the stadium so it actually looks like a real MLB stadium. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. And that's pretty much it for the video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the series and you want more, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have your own stadium you want me to look at, make sure to put your online ID and the name of the stadium in the comments below, and I'll be sure to check it out. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace. Hello everybody, welcome to episode 6 of Stadium Spotlight. This is your show where we look at different unique stadiums in the show 23, and today we have future D-backs Ballpark here in Phoenix, Arizona, and this stadium was created by Dark Wolf 0077. All the stadium information will be in the description as always, so you can check it out for yourself. If you enjoyed the series and you want more, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have your own stadium you want me to look at, make sure to put your online ID and the name of the stadium in the comments below, and I'll be sure to check it out. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 35,000 people, Down the left field line, it is 360. To dead center field is 400, with 406 being the furthest distance in right center field. And down the right field line is 375, so really big dimensions. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. So a couple things I want to point out behind home plate. We have a ribbon scoreboard that goes all the way around the base of these seats behind home plate. We have 2 decks of seats, with the second deck being split up by a press box. And right above the press box, we have a scoreboard. On each side of the stands, we have a bar area, which is from St. Louis, the buildings in left center field. So instead of an upper deck, we just have a bunch of bars and restaurants, and I think that looks really cool. And then down each foul line, we have this really cool triangular jumbotron. It's a scoreboard on each side, and there's one on that side as well. And then on the glass, right above the left field stands, we have another jumbotron. So down the right field line, we have 2 decks of seats, and this first deck goes back really far. And then the second deck is right above the concourse, and this continues all the way down the left field line. I'll point that out later on. So above the second deck, we have a wall of postseason appearances from the D-backs. On the left side, we have all the division wins. And then right in the middle, we have the wild card appearance. And then we have the World Series Championship to the far right. And above that, we have another jumbotron on the glass of the roof.
In 2023, that one ripped. That's back. That one is gone.
To dead center field, we have the 2-tier black batter's eye. To the right of the batter's eye, we have the home run party deck. And then to the left, we have a pool, which is currently in the D-backs stadium. And then behind it, we have a concession stand so you can get snacks when you're at the pool. The second deck continues from right field above center field. Above that, we have some office buildings for companies right now, kind of like the old Globe Field.
Swung on, belted. That one back there. And gone!
And then down the left field line, we have 3 decks of seats. Again, this first deck of seats goes back pretty far. Second deck hangs up from... The second deck hangs above the concourse, and it continues from the right field second deck. And then above that, we have a ribbon scoreboard, and then the final third deck of seats. In between the office building and the seats, we have another jumbotron. Last thing I want to point out, we have a ribbon scoreboard that goes all the way around the outfield seating, as you can see. And then we have a bunch of picnic tables down the right field line.
And he deals. And that one ripped to left. Just inside the line, and it's down for a knock. Makes the turn and heads for second. In safely.
That's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium, so let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. Couple things I want to point out for the outside of the stadium. I love the design of the roof. I would have just put buildings above it to make it look like an indoor stadium, but he went ahead and detailed the entire roof and then put the glass or these pillars holding up the roof, which I think looks really awesome. And then he went ahead and put buildings all around the stadium to make it actually look like an enclosed MLB stadium. I've never seen this building before. It looks like a home plate, kind of, but I think this looks really awesome as the entrance to the stadium. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. And today we are at Ballpark Field, and this stadium was created by Puniki Samurai. But the tour to this stadium seats 13,000 people. Down the left field line, it is 315. To dead center field, it is 403, with 404 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line, it is 315. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. Couple things I want to point out behind home plate. So we have 3 large sections of seating. Above the left field seating, we have a building with a jumbotron on the side of it, and we have some suites hanging over this waterfall, but I'll get to that later. Behind each dugout, we have a standing room only area. Actually, there is seating. It's mostly for restaurants and bars. Down the right field line, we technically have 3 decks of seats. Right behind the press box, we have a section of seating, and then right above the dugout, these 2 sections meet, and there's a section hanging from this hotel overlooks the stadium. Field line, we have 1 large section of seating and then a home run party deck on the concourse. Down the right field line, we only have 1 section of seating, and that's the suites that overhang this little body of water. I think that looks awesome. In the middle of the body of water, there is a water fountain, and then right underneath the suites, we have 2 waterfalls that connect to this body of water. And we have the Red Canyon rock holding up the suite. Also, right field, we have 2 light stands that light up the stadium. And then beyond the right field seating, in the skyline, we have a beautiful bridge. I think that looks awesome.
Drilled in the air, right field, way back there, and that is out of here.
To center field, we have the frame slates blue base batter's eye, and right behind the batter's eye and right below the concourse, we have a shopping area where there's probably restaurants and team stores, or maybe it's just businesses right below it. I think that looks awesome. And he detailed the base of it so it doesn't, flood from the water. Behind the batter's eye, we have the main concourse area with a bar and some more seating. And then right above the batter's eye, we have a Jumbotron.
There's a swing and a drive. And that one's gone.
To left field, we have an open concourse area on the field level. We have some seating here, some more restaurants, a team store, and it connects to the building that's right behind the batter's eye. And we have some escalators going up to the main concourse area. And I think this main concourse area looks so awesome. We have some seating right above the opening. We have a waterfall, a bunch of trees, some bars, concession stands. So in left field and foul territory, we have a really awesome looking park. We have some trees, some bushes, and in this area you can sit and watch the game, as there's a Jumbotron on the side of this convention center in deep left center field. And in foul territory, we have a really beautiful waterfall. Actually, 2 waterfalls. First one is super detailed with those canyon rocks. And then closer to the field, we have another waterfall that goes right underneath the main concourse area and right below the suite. And at the entrances of the stadium, we have 2 bridges. And we have a pier that goes super far out from the stadium. But I think that looks really awesome.
Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it.
That's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium, so let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. We're at Dominos Park here in Washington, and this stadium was created by gtaordpl. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 30,000 people. Down the left field line is 300. To dead center field is 403, with 404 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line is 300. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. As you can see, there are 3 decks of seats that surrounds home plate, and on the bottom concourse there are a bunch of concession stands, and an escalator going up to the second and third section. Further down the right field line, the third deck gets cut off by the roofing, and I'll talk about that in a second, but the 2 decks of seats continues into this empty space. I'm guessing this is where the grounds crew keeps all their equipment, but behind it we have more concession stands, and on the second level we have some more concession stands. So down the right field line we have 2 decks of seats, and to the back of both seats we have concession stands, and just to the left of these seats we have a rock formation. In the second deck there is a roof that covers half the seats, but the other half is taken up by a huge Jumbotron with some light fixtures on top of it.
The pitch. Drilled in the air, right field, way back there, and that is out of here.
To dead center field we have the framed bricks batter's eye, and surrounding it we have a beautiful rock formation, and we've got 1 tree right behind it.
Drilled to center, that's way back, and you can't forget it. Home run.
And then down the left field line, there are no seats, but we have a beautiful rock formation. We have some advertisements poking out of the rocks. We have some trees as well, a flag, and then we have a clock tower. And then to the right of the clock tower on the rocks, we have the name of the park, Dominos Park. And then to the left of the clock tower on these rocks, we have Go Wolves, which I'm assuming is the team that plays at the stadium. And then just to the left of the foul pole, down the left field line, we have a suite poking out of the rocks, and I think this looks so cool. It's just integrated into the rocks with it surrounded by trees. I think it just looks so natural.
Just trying to straighten him up a little bit so he does.
Oh, now this one's blasted deep to left. way back there on its way.
That's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium, so let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. Couple things I want to point out for the outside of the stadium: we have a bunch of buildings that makes up a beautiful skyline that you'll see when you're playing. On the outside of the stadium, we have a bunch of light fixtures that basically encloses the stadium, so this stadium is going to be pretty lit up when you're playing night games. We also have a roof above the seats, and we have some light fixtures on top of that roof. And I don't know what this is supposed to be, but we have this concrete wall that surrounds the outfield. I don't know if this is like an indoor walkway to get to the other side of the stadium, or a regular concourse that allows fans to get to the other side of the stadium. But either way, I think it looks super cool. You might not be able to see it when you're playing, but I still think it looks really cool. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. And today we are at Dodgers Park here in Los Angeles, and this stadium was created by Mike Kevley 93. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 51,000 people. Down the left field line is 329. To dead center field is 388, and that is the furthest distance in this stadium. And then down the right field line is 329. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. And this really looks like current Dodger Stadium's upper deck because it is huge. So we mainly have 4 decks of seats going around home plate. So down left field line, we have a press box or some suites. And we got some ribbon scoreboards on the sides of these 4 decks. On the top of the second deck, down the left field line, we have some patio seats and some bar seating. I think that looks really cool. Behind home plate, we have a press box with some more scoreboards on the facades. And on the third deck, down the right field line, we have the Dodger Club, which has a bunch of patio seating and some bars with some more palm trees as well. And on the concourse of the first deck, we have a pool and some more patio seating. So down the right field line, we have 4 decks of seats. Here in the field level, we have some palm trees poking out. On the concourse of the first deck, we have some patio seating and some bar seating. And on top of the fourth deck, we have some sculptures. To right center field, we have this really cool water fountain with a pool right in the middle of it. But this water fountain is surrounded by rocks, palm trees, and some bushes. And at the top of the water fountain, we have a large section of seating. And above that section of seating, we have a scoreboard. And we got some more palm trees just scattered around right field. I think that looks really cool.
Out his first time up. Drilled in the air, right field, way back there, and that is out of here.
To dead center field, we have the Padres batter's eye, and right above it, we have some bench seating for fans to sit at. And above that, we have 2 large sections of seating. Above this section, we have a water fountain that is connected to the suites that overlooks the field. And then above the suites, we have a jumbotron, and we got some palm trees scattered around on top of these suites.
Joe Random. Drilled to center. That's way back, and you can't forget it. Home run.
To left field, we have 2 main decks of seats, but in left center field, we have some pavilion seating that you will see at current Dodger Stadium. But behind that pavilion seating, we have a huge hill, and on the side of this hill, we have the word Dodgers Blue Crew, and we got some palm trees scattered around the side of this hill, and on the top of the hill, we have a water fountain. Above this hill, we have a jumbotron with some lighting and a sound system above it. Down the left field line, closer to the foul pole, we have this really cool baseball sculpture. And then again, we have some more palm trees just scattered around, really giving this stadium an LA look, and I think it looks awesome.
At the Belton Fires. Swung on, belted, deep left field. That one on its way, gone.
So that's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium, so let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. Today we are at Bear Mountain Stadium here in Montana, and this stadium was created Chick-fil-A 35. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 31,000 people. Down the left field line is 330. To dead center field is 403, with 404 being the furthest distance in the left center field. And then down the right field line is 330. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. Couple things I want to point out behind home plate. So down the left field line in this open area, we have some concession stands and some restrooms. And towards the back, we have a office building overlooking the stadium. Wrapping around home plate, we have 4 decks of seats. And on the second deck, down the left field line, we have a Jumbotron. And then down the right field line, this looks really cool. We have a office/suite building that overlooks the stadium. And on the concourse level, we have some benches and some statues and some concession stands as well. And in connecting these stands to the building, we have this stone wall. On top and on the side of the building, we have some advertisements. And then down the right field line, closer to the foul pole, we have a wooden porch with more seating on it. So to right field, we have the home run party deck. On the side of it, we have a ribbon scoreboard, and we got some picnic tables on top of it. We have a open sign and a lighthouse behind the home run party deck. And into right center field, we have a water fountain with the name of the stadium, Bear Mountain, on top of it. And as you can see, we have a stone wall keeping out this water, as this stadium was built underneath a lake. And I think this looks so cool. You can be hitting balls into the lake if you can get it over this wall. I think this looks so cool. And in the distance, we have some mountains. The view from the stadium is pretty breathtaking. I think it looks really cool.
Drilled in the air, right field, way back there, and that is out of here.
To center field, we have the steel framed wood batter's eye. To the right of the batter's eye, we have a stone wall with a Jumbotron on top of it. And to the left of the batter's eye, we have another stone wall with the Hit It Here Cafe sign on it, another ribbon scoreboard, and a bear statue on top of it. And then behind the batter's eye, we have 2 trees, and you probably won't see it when you're playing. There is a pirate ship docked on the lake, and it looks really cool. Behind the bear statue, we have a hotel that overlooks the stadium, so you get a pretty cool view from your hotel room, and we got an advertisement on top of it.
Drilled to center, that's way back, and you can't forget it. Home run.
And in down the left field line, we have 2 decks of seats, and some of it does go into foul territory. On the top of the second deck, we have a huge Jumbotron with some light fixtures on top of it. And in foul territory on the second deck, we have a concession stand and restroom combo building with some advertisements on top of it and a light fixture above it.
Swings and blasts one deep to left center. And that one is going to go.
So that's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium. So let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. And that's pretty much it for the video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you all for the support on the videos recently. It means so much to me. If you enjoyed the series and you want more, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have your own stadium you want me to look at, make sure to put your online ID and the name of the stadium in the comments below, and I'll be sure to check it out. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace. Hello everybody, welcome to episode 11 of Stadium Spotlight. This is a show where we look at different unique stadiums in the show 23, and today we are at Wroten Park here in Smallville, and this stadium was created by SmallvilleHorror. All the cinema information will be in the description as always. You can check it out for yourself. If you enjoyed the series and you want more, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have your own stadium you want me to look at, make sure to put your online ID and the name of the stadium in the comments below, and I'll be sure to check it out. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 45,000 people. Down the left field line is 270. To dead center field is 385. And then down the right field line is 270. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. So wrapping around home plate, we have 4 decks of seats, with the third and fourth deck splitting off here right behind home plate. Down the left field line, on top of the third deck, we have some bars and buildings overlooking the stadium. And that's the same thing down the right field line, but closer to the foul pole. And we got some seats on top of these buildings as well. And we got some suites further down the right field line. And then tucked in this corner, you can see a water fountain, but it's very hard to see. So down the right field line, we have 3 large decks of seats, or 8 if you count all these suite levels. Some of these decks extend from foul territory and go all the way to right center field. And then above the suites in right field, we have a jumbotron with some light fixtures around it.
And the 0-1. In the air, right center field. This is demolished. Way back and gone.
To dead center field, we have the framed bricks batter's eye. To the right of the batter's eye, we have a water fountain with some statues of some players and some seats right above the water fountain. I think this part looks really cool. Behind the batter's eye, we have some more water fountains, but it's hard to see because it's behind the batter's eye. And you put the distance of this water fountain on top of it, so if you hit it here, you basically know how far you've hit it. To the left of the batter's eye, we have another water fountain. This time we have a glove with a Hit It Here cafe sign right inside the glove. And then to the left of the glove, we have some more seats with the 500-foot marker set up right above the seats. And we got some advertisements and the name of the stadium above these advertisements, Wroten Park. Above the batter's eye, we have 2 giant jumbotrons. And on each side of the large jumbotron on top, we have 2 sculptures. We have a warehouse right behind the sculpture, and then behind the jumbotron we have a giant skyscraper with a Ferris wheel on each side of it.
Swung on, belted. Gone.
To left field we have 3 decks of seats, or 8 if you count the suites. And on the concourse of the first deck we have a restaurant that you can see the field from. And in foul territory, we have this open area with a really cool water fountain, a wall keeping the water in, and then some bushes. I think this part looks really, really cool. And then just like right field, above the suites in left field, we have a large jumbotron.
Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it. He'll touch them all. His 33rd homer of the...
So that's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium, so let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. Outside the stadium, we have a really, really cool city skyline. This is basically built inside of a large city, and I think it looks so, so cool. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. Today, we're at Roosevelt Island Stadium here in New York City, and this stadium was created by Sanmandan. All this information will be in the description. As always, you can check it out for yourself. If you enjoyed the series and you want more, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have your own stadium you want me to look at, make sure to put your online ID and the name of the stadium in the comments below, and I'll be sure to check it out. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 43,000 people. Down the left field line is 322. To dead center field is 400, with 404 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line is 320. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. As you can see, there are 3 decks of seats that wrap around the entirety of home plate. And on the concourse level, down each line, there are a concession stand. And down the right field line, in foul territory, there are more concession stands and picnic tables. In right field, we have 1 section of seating, and on the top of this section, we have a large concourse area with some picnic tables and some concession stands in a tree right in the middle of it. And outside the stadium, beyond the concourse, we do have a really beautiful river. As you can see, there are some riverboats going down it. And I love the detail to this river. We have some rocks bordering the river and in the middle of it. And we have this large bridge going across the river. And you can see a tram system on top of these rocks going across as well. And they also added little trucks on top of the bridge. I think that looks really cool.
There's a swing and a drive. And that ball is out of here.
To dead center field, we have the old Rangers batter's eye. And we have some seating on each side of it. And above the batter's eye, we have a concourse level with some picnic tables and some concession stands. And above the concession stands, we do have some suites. I think it looks really, really cool. I think it all goes super well together. We also have some jumbotrons on the side of these suites. And then on top of the suites, we do have another concourse level with some more concession stands and more picnic tables. And above that, we do have this really large jumbotron.
In the air, right center field. This is demolished. Way back and gone.
To left field, we have 2 decks of seats. Right above the fence, we have a standing room only area that reminds me of that Citi Field standing room area in left field. And behind it, we have some ribbon scoreboards. And on the concourse of the second deck, we have a large jumbotron, and on top of it, we have a sign with the name of the stadium, Roosevelt Island Stadium. And in the logo of the stadium, I believe, is a glove with the initials of New York inside of it.
Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it.
That's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium, so let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. Couple things I want to point out on the outside of the stadium. We have this really large entrance building on the outside of the stadium with a jumbotron on the outside of it. And we do have another jumbotron on the outside of the stadium down the left field line. By the river, we have this pier. We have a really large parking lot with some construction being done. We also have a little pond outside. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. Today we are at Blackstone Field here in Woonsocket, and this stadium was created by Glenn Fittich 12. All the stadium information will be in the description as always. You can check it out for yourself. If you enjoyed the series and you want more, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have your own stadium you want me to look at, make sure to put your online ID and the name of the stadium in the comments below, and I'll be sure to check it out. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 20,000 people. Down the left field line is 360. To dead center field is 403, with 404 being the furthest distance in right center field. And then down the right field line is 300. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. As you see, we have 2 decks of seats behind home plate wrapping entirely around it into right field. We'll get to that in a second. Our behind home plate, hanging from the roof, we have a press box. And on the roof, we have some light fixtures lighting up the field. To right field, we have 2 decks of seats continuing from around home plate. On the facade of the second deck, we do have a scoreboard. And on the roof, we have some more light fixtures. And enclosing the stadium, we have the Orioles warehouse all around the stadium. We'll get to that in a second. I think that looks really cool.
Trying to get that ground ball double play.
Oh, now this is blasted. Way back there. On its way. Gone.
To dead center field, we have the framed bricks batter sign. Behind that, we have a warehouse with some advertisements on top of it. And beyond this warehouse, we do have some more warehouses. It really looks like this stadium was built in the middle of a bunch of warehouses or factories. I think it looks really cool. It gives it such an old-timey feel.
All right now.
And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. That's back. And that one is out of here.
So left field, we have one large section of seating that continues from left center field all the way to the left field foul territory. I love these entrances into the seating. I think that looks really cool. And then right in the middle of the seating, we have the out-of-town scoreboard from Wrigley Field. And on each side of it, we have a light tower. And then beyond the seating, out of the park, we do have a street. It reminds me so much of Waveland Avenue from Wrigley Field. And the other side of the street, we have some townhouses with some seating on top. I think out of everything, this area definitely reminds me of Wrigley Field, and I love it. And then beyond the townhouses, we do have a church or cathedral.
Hammers that one deep left field and forget it.
That's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium, so let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. So a couple things I want to point out for the outside of the stadium. He went ahead and put some streets down, made it look like it was built in the middle of a neighborhood. And he also added these streets in between the townhouses and the church. You're never going to see this, but I love the detail. There are more factories outside of the stadium in right field, and we got some more buildings behind home plate outside of the stadium. I didn't even know this was a prop. I think that looks really cool. And then the entrance of the stadium reminds me of Ebbets Field. Looks really cool. I love the look of it. And like I said before, enclosing the stadium, we have a bunch of warehouses from Camden Yards. And we do have some light fixtures lighting up the streets from on top of the warehouses. I think that looks really cool. This is what it looks like from above home plate. what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. Today we're at FedEx Field here in Washington, and this stadium was created by gtaordpl. All the stadium information will be in the description as always. You can check it out for yourself. If you enjoyed the series and want more, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have your own stadium you want me to look at, make sure to put your online ID and the name of the stadium in the comments below, and I'll be sure to check it out. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 34,000 people. Down the left field line is 356. To dead center field is 408, with 423 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line is 366. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. As you see behind home plate, we have mainly 2 decks, with a third deck being added right behind home plate. We do have some roofing around the second deck for some shade, and we have some light fixtures. To right field, we have 2 decks of seats, and on the concourse of the second deck we get some restrooms, and then to the left of the second deck we have an open area with a bar right in the middle of it. And we do have a street outside the stadium, but we'll get to that later on in the video.
Swings and crushes one. Right field, way back, and gone.
To dead center field, we have the frame slate green batter's eye. Above the batter's eye, we have a huge jumbotron, and to the right and left of the batter's eye, we have some advertisements. And we have this really cool concourse area at the dead center field, not seating, well, a lot of standing room. We got some fences, you know, keeping the fans away from falling onto the field. On the secondary concourse, we have the entrance into the stadium, and to the left side, we have some picnic tables and some concession stands. You probably won't see this when you're playing, but there is a wolf statue behind the jumbotron to dead center field. And we also have another entrance into the stadium on this side. And on the wall of the lower concourse level, we do have the name of the team, the Wolves.
That one hammered center field. That's back there. And out of here.
And to left field, we have 1 section of seating. So we have 1 main section of seating, and on the concourse, we have some concession stands and a light fixture. And in half foul territory, half fair territory, we do have this really cool standing room concourse area with some shade and a concession stand.
Front, make sure that runner on first doesn't come all the way.
Oh, and this one's blasted high and deep. It's on its way. Out of here. Ball game.
That's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium. So let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. Couple things I want to point out for the outside of the stadium. I could go ahead and point out all the different buildings they have outside the stadium, but the main thing I want to talk about is the street level. This isn't the street level. This is. He elevated the street level of the stadium, and it looks so cool. So all this he added, and all these different buildings really add on to that street level feel. It doesn't look like, you know, some of the buildings are lower than the others or lower than the ground. So all the streets and all the buildings raised up to street level, and I love this detail. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. And today we're at Capital City Stadium, and this stadium was created by Puniki Samurai. All the stadium information will be in the description as always. You can check it out for yourself. If you enjoyed the series and you want more, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have your own stadium you want me to look at, make sure to put your online ID and the name of the stadium in the comments below, and I'll be sure to check it out. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 14,000 people. Down the left field line is 300. To dead center field is 403, with 405 being the furthest distance in right center field. And then down the right field line is 300. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. So a couple things I want to point out before we move on. So down left field line in foul territory, we've got a bar overlooking the field. We also have this really cool 2-layer concourse area over here, and this second deck almost hangs over the field. I think that looks really cool. And we got a water fountain right in the middle of it, and we also got 2 decks of seats, and below it we do have a little concourse area up against the field. And behind the left field dugout, we have this really cool grass patch that you see at a lot of minor league fields where people can just sit and watch the game from. And above it, we have a building and some seating on top of it. Behind home plate, we have 2 decks of seats and a press box right above it. And down the right field line, we have 1 section of seating, and at the top of this section, we have a large concourse area and what it looks like a casino overlooking the field. And we got a jumbotron right in the middle of it. And then down the right field line, 2 decks of seats and a jumbotron right above it. And below this first deck, we have a water fountain and some rocks. In right field, we have 2 small decks of seats, but it's mainly just a building. And on top of this building, we have a really cool lounge area. So we have 2 rooftop lounges. Really love the design of these. And we also have some seating on top of them. To right center field, we have a party deck with some bars and concessions surrounding it. And we have another small section of seating right above the grill. And then above it, we have a large jumbotron and a lot of ribbon scoreboards on the facade of the buildings.
You know, getting jammed on fastballs.
There's a swing and a drive, and that one is out of here.
To dead center field, we have the 2-tier dark blue batter's eye. Behind it, we have a large concourse area that connects to left center field. Behind the batter's eye, we have some concession stands, and there's the escalator heading down to it. And as I said, a large concourse area of another party deck to the back of it. And we have some more standing room up against the fence.
See that trend continue the rest of the game. They seem to be...
This ball is hammered deep center field. Way back there. On its way. Out of here.
To left field, we have a continuation of that concourse area. And we also have 3 decks of seats. At the top of the first section, we have a team store, and then above it, we have 2 more sections of seating, and then to the left of it, closer to foul territory, we have some more sections, and there's escalators heading up to the section, and then in between the center field and left field sections, we do have a large waterfall, which I think looks really, really cool, and I love how the concourse area goes over it and not just to the back of it. I think that looks really cool.
Here's a swing and a drive left field, and he knew it.
That's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium, so let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. As you can see, this stadium is sandwiched in between 2 large bridges. On the bridge going over the stadium, we do have a large jumbotron, and surrounding the stadium, we have a bunch of large skyscrapers. We have some small buildings surrounding the stadium as well, and some light fixtures lighting up the field. This is what it looks like from above home plate. Here's a view from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. And today we were at Ravine here in Brooklyn, and this stadium was created by Dodger Blue 55. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 33,000 people. Down left field line is 330. To dead center field is 409, with 410 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line is 330. We're quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. So as you can see, there are 4 decks of seats down the left field line, and we have some retired numbers hanging off the facade of the third deck. Behind home plate, we have 3 decks of seats. We have a press box, and then hanging above the roof, we have another section of seats. And above the roof of the second deck, we have the name of the stadium, Welcome to Ebbets Ravine. And then down the right field line, there's only 2 decks of seats with some lights on top of it. So down the right field line, we have 1 large section of seating, and it's elevated above this advertisement wall. We do have the Ebbets Field out-of-town scoreboard in right field, and you can see the Dodger Stadium look as there's a gap in between the sections of seating in right field, and we have the pavilion roofing. And then above the seating, we do have a large jumbotron with some light fixtures on each side of it.
Rip to right center, and that one will...
To dead center field, we have the San Diego Padres batter's eye, and then on each side we have speaker towers, and then behind the batter's eye we have a wall of blue shipping containers, and on top of those we do have 2 statues.
Swung on, belted.
And into left field we have 1 large section of seating. This really looks like Dodger Stadium seating, even with the gap in the middle as well. And into the back of the seats, we do have the pavilion roofing. And then behind the pavilion roofing, we do have some advertisements. And above this section of seating, we do have a large jumbotron with some light fixtures above it. And then down the left field line, right next to the foul pole, we do have a bullpen, kind of like one you'll see at Dodger Stadium. And to the back of it, instead of seating, we do have a waterfall. I think that looks really cool.
And a pitch. Swing, and that one hammered. Down the line. If it's fair, it's gone, and that is out of here.
That's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium, so let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. Couple things I do want to point out on the outside of the stadium. We have a bunch of parking on the outside of the stadium, like you'll see at Dodger Stadium. To right field, we have 2 apartment buildings overlooking the stadium. The outside of the stadium looks so good. Looks like a one-to-one of Ebbets Field, and we have the name Ebbets Ravine on the top of it. And then the last thing I want to point out, we have this really cool landscape beyond the stadium. I think this looks super cool. You're gonna be able to see this when you're playing. The view will look incredible. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. And today we're at Esther Park here in Maine, and this stadium was created by Gideon Brown. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 28,000 people. Down the left field line is 320. To dead center field it is 400, with 404 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line it is 320. Real quick, just take a look at behind home plate. As you can see, there are 2 decks of seats that wraps all the way around the foul territory. And at the top of the first deck, we do have a bunch of concession stands and restrooms. I really like the color of the seats, the pink. It kind of reminds me of a cherry blossom tree, that kind of color. I think it looks really beautiful. To right field, we have one little small section of seating poking in fair territory, and this is the only area of seats that is in fair territory in this entire stadium.
That one is absolutely belted. Out of here!
And usually I would go right, center, and left field, but there really isn't anything in those specific areas. It's just this huge park beyond the stadium. So I'm going to go ahead, go from right to left, and go over everything there is. So to right field, there's a building overlooking the stadium. It kind of looks like a hotel. It also overlooks this reflection pool with the name of the ballpark in front of this reflection pool. Behind the right field reflection pool, we do have another building and a team store in between the hotel and this building. I don't know what this one is used for. Behind the batter's eye, we have a walkway heading up to the staircase. At the staircase, again, a building on each side of the staircase, and also a water fountain. We have 3 sections of stairs. On each side, we do have some grass and some water. Another large concourse area with the Hall of Fame memorial right in the middle of it. Behind that, we do have 2 player statues. And at the top of the staircase, we have a giant memorial. And in the middle of it, we do have an eagle statue. But man, look at this. That looks so awesome. And overhanging this monument, we do have the archways from St. Louis. These have a rusted color to it, but that's only because of the rocks that's reflecting the light off of. I think that looks really cool. Love the look of it.
0-2 now. Swung on, belted. That one back. It's gone! Grand slam!
And as I mentioned before, to left field, we do have another reflection pool. This one's a little different to right field. Instead of a hotel overlooking it, we do have a jumbotron with the name of the stadium right above it. And we have some more concession stands and bars. And we do have an entrance into this building, which seems to be the stadium offices. I could be wrong about that, but I think that looks cool.
1-2. Swing, and this ball is hammered. No doubt about it. Out of here. Grand slam.
That's pretty much it for the inside or outside of the stadium. Let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. Only a couple things I want to point out real quick. On the outside of the stadium, we have a bunch of buildings enclosing the stadium. It looks like a walkway from the hotel into the stadium. And as I mentioned earlier, from the archways, we have a bunch of canyon rocks surrounding the stadium. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. Today, we're at Bally's Ballpark of Las Vegas here on the Las Vegas Strip. And this stadium was created by Dodger Blue 55. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 31,000 people. Down the left field line is 330. To dead center field is 415, with 417 being the furthest distance in right center field. And then down the right field line is 350. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. As you can see behind home plate, we have 3 decks of seats, with the third deck being solely suites. And then the walls of the stadium are hotel rooms, which I think looks really cool. People standing here are going to have an awesome view. And then behind home plate, we have a glass wall, but we'll get to the entrance later on in the video. To right field, we have one large section of seating, and to the top of the section, we do have a pool. Behind this section, we have some bars with some seating on top of the bars. And then on the glass wall, we have a large jumbotron. To the left of the section of seating, we have the home run party deck with a out-of-town scoreboard on the facade of it. And behind this party deck, we have a water fountain and some palm trees surrounding it. To dead center field, we have the grass hill slate batter's eye. To the right of it, we have another bar and some more behind it. And then directly behind the batter's eye, we have some water slides for the kids or adults. To the left of the batter's eye, we have another bar. And below this concourse level, we do have some jumbotrons on each side of this bar and an entrance behind the water slides. And as you can see, this concourse area holds more bars and connects the left field seats to the right field bars. To left field, we have one large section of seating up against the fence. We do have some patio seating as something like you'll see at Citi Field. To the top of this section, we have a large concourse area with some more bars. And behind these bars, we have a jumbotron. This one is from Kansas City. And on the top of it, we have the name of the stadium, Bally's Ballpark, and another glass wall. These two glass walls in right and left field do connect in center field. I love the look of it. It looks so cool.
3 in a row.
So that's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium, so let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. On the outside of the stadium, the entrance of the stadium looks so cool. It looks like a casino. I mean, for it being on the strip, might as well look like a casino. And then outside the stadium to center field, through the glass walls, you can see some more casinos. I'm pretty sure this is New York, New York. I'm pretty sure this is the Luxor. I think that's the name of it. I'm not 100% sure. But I can't remember this one. I'm so sorry. If anyone knows the name of this casino, please tell me in the comments. But I really like how he made this into like different blocks of the strip. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. Today we are at ATXT Stadium here in Dallas, and this stadium was created by gtaordpl. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 48,000 people. Down the left field line is 315. To dead center field is 403, with 404 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line is 315. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. And as you can see, wrapping around home plate, we have 5 decks of seats. Right behind home plate, we have the press box, and right above it, we have this really cool line of lights lighting up the stadium. I think that looks really cool. And then above the seating in the upper deck, we have some more lighting. And then down the left field line in foul territory, we have another stand of lights. So in right field, we have one large section of seating. This wraps from foul territory in right field to right center field. On the top of this concourse, we do have some concession stands. And in the right center field, we have an entrance to the stadium. I'll show you the outside of the stadium later on in the video. And in right field, it gives you a nice look at the skyline. To dead center field, we have the old Rangers batter's eye, and right above it, we have a home run party deck. Above that, we have some advertisements, and to the left, we have a jumbotron, some more advertisements surrounding it. And we have a escalator heading into the left field seats that we'll get to right now.
Wroten.
In left field, we have one large section of seating. This section reminds me of the seating you'll see in right field at Globe Field. Super steep, but a lot of rows. I think it looks really cool. And at the top of this section, we have some more concession stands. And above the concession stands, we have some ribbon scoreboards. And then above that, another wall of advertisements with a light fixture right above it.
No question about that one.
So that's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium. So let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. A couple things I want to point out for the outside of the stadium. We have a bunch of buildings on the outside enclosing the stadium and acting as an entrance into the stadium. We have a bunch of parking lots, a lot of buildings, but the main thing I love is the street layout. A lot of detail went into the street layout of the city. I think it looks really cool. There's streets around every single building. Love the attention to detail. And as I mentioned earlier, I wanted to show you the entrance into the stadium in right field. We have a staircase leading up into the entrance, and to the left of it we have some grass and some trees right in the middle of it. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. Today we're at Exhibition Stadium here in Toronto, and this stadium was created by archmagechemosh. And with that, let's get on with the tour. And if you haven't noticed already, this is the former home of the Toronto Blue Jays from 1977 to 1989. This recreation is almost one-to-one and looks awesome. So if you ever wanted to play at Exhibition Stadium, you can finally do so. So this stadium seats 34,000 people. Down the left field line is 320. To dead center field is 400, with 404 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line it is 320. Real quick to take a look at behind home plate. So wrapping around home plate, we have 2 decks of seats, and then a press box right behind it. I'm pretty sure there's suites there too. So down the right field line, there is no seating. It is all open. And since this is a multi-purpose stadium, they kept about a quarter of the football field there year round. And this isn't like a prop. He went ahead and added this like one by one. I think it looks so cool. This is a roofing of a pavilion. I love the work he put into this. To dead center field, we have the 2-tier dark blue batter's eye. And at the real stadium, they didn't have a batter's eye, but in this game, you're required to have a batter's eye. The batter's eye was just tarped off seats behind center field, but I mean, this is definitely the closest you can get to it. But these seats extend from right center field behind the football field all the way down to left field. We'll get to that in a second. There are 2 decks of seats with a roof above the second deck.
He ends the round with 7 home runs. And he will have to wait to see if that holds up. And now, the challenger.
And since we're on the topic of the seating, down the left field line, again, 2 decks of seats, continues from center field. Second deck is covered up by a roof. Nothing too special about the outfield. It is unique.
Seconds left.
So that's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium. So let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. I think I like the outside of the stadium more than I do the inside of the stadium. So on the outside of the stadium, we have some entrances into the stadium with some light fixtures lighting up the field, some parking. This looks amazing. You won't ever see this when you're playing. But he went ahead and designed the surrounding area of the stadium, and it is right next to a body of water. I don't know if it's a river or I don't think it's a lake. I think it's a river. But man, does this look beautiful. To right field, I don't know exactly what this building is. It is the airport prop, but I don't think it is an airport in real life. So if someone in the comments could tell us what this is, it would be greatly appreciated, because I don't want to call it something that it isn't. But it does look really cool. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. Today, we were at Capitol Hill Yard here in Washington, D.C., and this stadium was created by Glenn Fittich 12. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 16,000 people. Down the left field line is 355. To dead center field is 400, with 402 being the furthest distance in right center field. And then down the right field line is 335. Real quick, let's take a look at behind home plate. Behind home plate, there are 3 sections of seating, 2 down the line and 1 right behind home plate. And each section has a lower bowl and a second deck. And on the roof of each of these sections, we have some light fixtures. And we do have a press box right behind home plate, and a gap in between each section so fans can walk up to their seats. There is a brick wall that surrounds the entire stadium, but I'll show you that as the video goes on. Down the right field line, we have a tall right field wall with a scoreboard right above it. We do have this chain link fence that goes on top of the wall. And on each side of the scoreboard, we do have a light fixture. And beyond the right field fence, outside the stadium, across the street, we do have what it looks like a school. And we have some townhouses right up against the wall of the stadium. To dead center field, we have the black wood slate batter's eye. Again, the wall enclosing the stadium goes around the batter's eye. And then beyond the wall, we have some more houses and trees. And into right center field, we do have a playground. You might not be able to see this when you're playing, but I love the detail.
Brown. Hey. Aaron.
And into left field, again, the brick wall continues. This time we have a scoreboard in left field. We have 2 pillars holding up light fixtures, and the chain link fence continues. And then beyond the left field wall outside the stadium, we do have some more houses. It looks more like a neighborhood. I think it looks really cool. I love the street that goes through them. That's pretty much it for the inside of the stadium, so let's go ahead and take a look at the outside of the stadium. There's a lot of detail on the outside of the stadium. It's a whole neighborhood. We have some businesses, we have some schools, some houses. I love the exterior of the stadium. It looks really cool. Here's the entrance into the stadium. We have some concession stands on a concourse level. And then on the roof of both sections going down each line, we have some more concession stands and picnic tables. I love the detail of that. And we do have a street that goes all the way around this block, and I think it looks really, really cool. I think he did an amazing job with the exterior detail to the stadium. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. Today we are at Wonka Factory Field here in Wonkaville, and this stadium was created by GideonBrown. So this stadium seats 11,000 people. Down the left field line is 300. To dead center field is 403, with 404 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line is 300. Real quick to take a look at behind home plate. So behind home plate, we have 3 decks of seats. And right in the middle of this section, we do have a press box. So it doesn't go up to a third deck. It only extends up to a third deck down the right field and left field line. So down the right field line in foul territory, we have this really beautiful garden. I love the look of this prop. I think it looks awesome. And then next to it, we have a basketball court. Beyond that, we have a practice field or just a smaller baseball field beyond this garden with some trees and some lights lighting up that field. And then in fair territory, we have a patch of grass with the water fountain right in the middle of it with some trees and some bushes. I really love the look of this. It is surrounded by a stone wall. And then beyond this patch of grass, we do have a river that we'll get to later on in the video. But on the other side of it, we do have a church, another garden. I don't know exactly what this prop is. Just another building, probably some offices or something like that. We do have a parking lot. And then beyond that building, we do have a Ferris wheel. I love the Ferris wheel just because it moves. I love watching it. To dead center field, we have the Philadelphia Phillies batter's eye, and then to the right of it, we do have a MLB logo, or at least the top of it. Beyond the batter's eye, again, we have the river, and then on the other side of this river, we have the start of Wonka's Chocolate Factory, with some advertisements on top of it, and a bunch of power grids to power up this factory.
Monster home run. 4.
Into left field, kind of like right field, we do have a patch of grass. This one doesn't have a water fountain in it, but it does have bushes and trees, and it is surrounded by a stone wall. And beyond this patch of grass, we have a horse track with some seats. On the other side of the river, we have more of the Wonka Chocolate Factory. I think this was such a cool theme, and so this stadium just looked really cool to me.
He finishes with 8 home runs, and he will have to wait to see if that's enough. And now, the challenger in this championship.
And here's a better view of the factories. And here's a better view of the river. It does extend pretty far between the field and the factory. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. Today, we're at Search Stadium, and this stadium was created by bucklingbread. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 33,000 people. Down the left field line is 319. To dead center field is 407, with 409 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line, it is 315. Behind home plate, as you can see, we have 4 decks of seats. Outside the stadium, we do have some hotels and some skyscrapers overlooking the stadium, with some light fixtures on top. And then down the right field line in foul territory, we have this beach area. I think that looks really cool. A bunch of picnic tables and palm trees with some concession stands further back. To right field, we have 2 decks of seats, and right in the middle of the second deck, we have a hotel that overlooks the stadium with a jumbotron on the side of it, and we got 2 smaller jumbotrons on the facade of this second deck. To dead center field, we have the black pulled tarp batter's eye. Behind it, we have this circular staircase, kind of like you'll see at PNC Park, so fans go to the top and watch the game from it. And in left field, we have a tall wall with a concourse level on top of it. We have some seating, some picnic tables, and some regular stand seating. We have a scoreboard to the back of it, and on the field level, we do have this chain link fence where fans can watch the game from. I think this looks really cool, and I love when stadiums add this just because it's really cool to watch a game from. And we do have a ramp heading up to the staircase, and then beyond this left field wall, we do have a lake with some boats, an aircraft carrier in the distance. That was from the Kaiju update. And then we have a cargo ship, and I love that he added the distance the cargo ship is from home plate, 600 foot. I'm going to be attempting to hit that later on in the video, so you better watch out for that. So here's a view of the stadium from the outside. Here are the buildings that I mentioned earlier. We have some picnic tables on the outside with a jumbotron so people can watch a game from the outside. Really like this. And here is the entrance into the stadium. Very unique. I love seeing the different entrances into stadiums when doing this show. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. So I wanted to change up the series a little bit. I'm going to play some home run derby. I just feel like I was doing the same thing over and over again. And I just want to change it up a little bit, and also want to try to hit that cargo ship in left center field. I was playing Wroten the Show a little bit earlier at the stadium, and I'll show the clips, but I hit like a couple 540 bombs to dead center field because I was the wind was howling. It was like 20 miles an hour to dead center field. So I mean, the wind this year's been kind of crazy. I'm pretty sure there was a bug earlier in the season where it didn't add any wind, but now I'm getting wind, and it's getting like 20 plus wind like at least once a series. So hopefully I'll have a compilation out soon where I'm hitting 500 foot bombs. I want to live stream trying to hit a 500 foot bomb in every MLB stadium just sometime in the future. Oh, that is off the hotel. So I think 2-minute rounds plus you get 30 seconds for 2 home runs over 440, and I definitely hit that. I want to head into the second deck in right field. I think that was just off the facade, but no one on the second deck was reacting to it. I am contact swinging just because it's like a guaranteed hit, you know. Sometimes, see, like if I hit with power, it usually doesn't go as far, which doesn't make sense, but that's just game for you. See, I almost hit it to that second deck in right center field. So 15 with Babe Ruth. Won't be playing any tiebreakers if we do tie. 4-3. Let's see, Hank Aaron, can he hit one? That one's foul. Oh well, it's not foul. Try to hit that cargo ship. I'm not even close. That is 432. I think one of the 500-foot bombs I hit was to left field in Road to the Show. I think it was 550. But I forgot to go back and check how close I was to hitting it. I mean, obviously 50 feet off, but I wanted to see if I, you know, actually looked 50 feet off. Dang, I am not getting anywhere close to it. I'm gonna have to play Road to the Show and try to hit it. But I'm not gonna try that today. I'm pretty busy, so don't have a lot of time. If y'all like this new format of the Stadium Spotlight, make sure to tell me. If you don't, also please do tell me, and I'll just go back to the old format and just keep thinking of ideas to do for the series. Just want to change it up. That one's pretty far, 520. And we lose, or at least Hank Aaron. We're at Wathena Ballpark here in Wathena, and this stadium was created by Dark Wolf 0077. Get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 170 people. Down the left field line is 300. To dead center field, it is 403, with 404 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line, it is also 300. Behind home plate, we do have a couple stands. Again, only 170 people sitting here. Behind it, we do have another field. It looks like they have it cut off for a softball game. That's usually what they do for like the celebrity softball games. We got a parking lot, a basketball court, and a playground, and another parking lot, and they got a whole suburban area of houses over here. I love the detail. And then in left field, some of it in fair territory, we do have a couple more houses, or it could be apartments. We have some cornfields surrounding the entire field, and we got some lights lighting up the field. A scoreboard in left field with, I believe, a advertisement for Farmers Bank on top. And then you can't miss it. The skyline to the stadium looks so cool. We have a hill with some trees growing on it, on the side of it, also lining up the street. We also have this house right here in the middle of the street, and then on top of the hill, another house. Can you imagine the view from this house? That would be so cool. At least they're far enough away so they don't get hit by any baseballs. I really love the small town feel to this stadium. I really love the look of it. I'll leave the information to the stadium in the description below. But let's go ahead and try to hit some monster bombs on the stadium. So we're back here playing some home run derby. We got Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron again. See how far we can hit these baseballs. A minute and then 30 seconds for bonus time. That one's off the top of the foul pole. And 505, first 500-foot bomb. I really like the look of the hill in left center field, or in center field. I think it looks really cool. A little too far for us to hit, but I mean the backdrop is amazing, and you won't have any trouble like any time of the day playing here. I know some stadiums will have an issue with the batter's eye and you just can't see the ball right. Even in like MLB stadiums, like Boston, if you play during the day, is sometimes awful depending on, you know, where the sun is. Ooh, off the top of the light tower. We do get bonus time. 503. I didn't see what the furthest home run was. I forgot. This one might beat it. 520. I think that ties it. I guess that was bonus. Okay. Here's Hank Aaron. Let's see if we can hit some of these houses in left field. Ooh, that's not too bad. Did hit it. Just not fair. That is a moonshot. How far is that going? 502. Oh, baby. 523. It looked like it hit the hill, but not even close to it. But if y'all want to play on this stadium, make sure to check the description. I always put the information down there. 532, that's the new furthest. Last pitch for regular time. 490 to dead center field. So we need 5 and 30 seconds. I don't think we're going to be able to get it, as I think we hit a home run with every pitch we got with Babe Ruth. And I think these Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron have the most power, I think, out of every player in the game, or at least to me, or at least lefty righty. Hank Aaron hits absolute tanks. And today we're at Buffalo War Memorial Stadium, and this stadium was created by archmagechemosh. Let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 44,000 people. Down the left field line is 330. To dead center field it is 420, which is the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line is 310. I'm trying my best to show a side-by-side with the stadium from the movie. But I saw this image before I even looked at the stadium, and I was not expecting this amount of detail with the huge bump in the roofing. And behind home plate we have this opening, which is either entrance to the clubhouse or for the grounds crew. And we do have a press box right below the roof. We have some seating to fill up this empty gap, as I think this was either a track and field or a football stadium. So the seating in the right field is a little unique to the rest of the stadium, as there is this elevated seating right here to match up with the fence. And then above the seating we do have a press box and the radio station that they broadcast the games to. To dead center field we have the 2-tier dark blue batter's eye, and behind it we have some more seating as this wraps around the entire stadium. And we have Marine Midland Bank written right above it. We get some advertisements and some flags. And into left field the seating continues, one large section of this empty area, as it is a football / track and field and you can't really move in the seats. And then on top of the seating we do have a jumbotron with a out of town scoreboard right below it. And here's what it looks like from outside the stadium, some detail to the outside, and we got some houses, some parking lots, and a horse track on the other side of these houses. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's the bird's eye view. So that's pretty much it for the stadium, so let's go ahead and try to hit some bombs in this stadium. So we're here at Buffalo War Memorial Stadium. See if we can hit some bombs. I really love the look of the stadium, and I know I'm going to play a lot of mini seasons for Season 4, so definitely going to play at this stadium. I do play at some of the stadiums that I do showcase in Stadium Spotlight. That won't be on the roof. 383, no freaking way. That is a lie. I guess it can't track when you hit on top of the roof. That was probably like 500 feet. Yeah, 366, that's a lie. Come on. I'm not even getting the bonus because it won't track it. No way. Hopefully we can do better with Hank Aaron, as we don't have a roof and left. Oh, I thought I was going to hit on top of the roof. But, I mean, it's a pretty short stadium, and I just love the look of it. Trying to hit some into the seats and left. Dang, let's go. Already got the bonus. That might... Nope. I might be able to hit on the roof if I try the other way. I'm sure I will be able to if I play some mini-season games here. But if y'all do want to check out this stadium, I'll leave the information to it in the description. All you have to do is either put the name of the stadium or the online ID, and that's going to win it for us. Hey, we're at Philadelphia Baker Bowl here in Philadelphia, and this stadium was created by Archmagechemosh. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 20,000 people. This stadium has got some really unique dimensions, as you'll see. So down the left field line is 342. To dead center field, if you can even call it that, is 424, which is the furthest distance in the stadium. And then down the right field line, it is 297. As you see, the dimensions are very unique, especially when you get to center field. And it's got a wall in right field, just like Ebbets Field. Behind home plate, we have 2 decks of seats, and as you can see in the second deck, we do have some pillars holding up the stands. And with the older stadiums, I know they use pillars and they've become obsolete in current stadiums, but I think they add to the look of a stadium. Old stadiums with the pillars just hits different. I think it looks really cool, even though it is a nuisance to some of the fans sitting behind them. So as I mentioned earlier, in right field we do have a wall, and it kind of reminds me of Ebbets Field in that behind it we do have a street and some buildings beyond it. You can see a train station, a train yard right behind right field. And to the left of the wall, we do have a scoreboard. To dead center field, we hit the framed bricks batter's eye, as it matches the color of the left field fencing. And to the left of the batter's eye, we do have some seating on top of these buildings. I love the concourse level of these stands. And into left field, we have one large section of seating. Again, the concourse is very detailed. I love the look of it. And then beyond the left field seating, we do have another street, and across the street we have some more buildings. you won't be able to hit those. I think that's like 550 to left field. Maybe if you got wind pushing out that way. But as you can see, the buildings in the background make for an awesome skyline of the stadium. Exterior of the stadium looks awesome. I love the look of it. Archmagechemosh always does an amazing job with the exteriors of these classic stadiums. And on the outside of the stadium, as you can see, it is put within a block of a street. And surrounding it, we do have some buildings, a train yard, and some houses, as this stadium was built basically in the middle of the city. Adds so much to the look of the stadium, even though you won't be able to see outside of the stadium much when playing. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. So that's pretty much it for the stadium. So let's go ahead and try to hit some home runs in this stadium. So here we are playing the home run derby. My two favorite hitters, Hank Aaron and Babe Ruth. Trying to hit some 550 bombs. I want to hit that left field building with Hank Aaron. I don't think I'll be able to do it with Babe Ruth. But let's see if we can try to hit that train tracks. Okay, we hit the train tracks. I was looking for the train station. I don't think we'll be able to hit it. Oh, that one's on the street. 503 feet. I bumped up the altitude. The altitude of the stadium isn't 5,297 or 79. But for the videos, I love playing on max altitude just to show y'all, you know, who doesn't like seeing 500-foot bombs. You know, I do. 516. I thought that one was going to stay. I thought that was going to go foul, but it does stay fair. That one finally went under 400 feet. That one might hit the... I think it did. 511. So for this 529, 114 off the bat. So here is Hank Aaron trying to hit the building in left field. Don't think that one's going to, but it's going to almost clear the stands. That might do it. Oh, barely went out of the stadium. That one is into the seats in left center. I love those seats in left center field. Those look so cool. Why am I taking pictures of home run derby? Now I'm not be able to beat Babe Ruth. 502. Come on, give me a pitch inside. I want to hit the building in left field. Last pitch for regular time and out of the stadium, but yeah, nowhere close to the building. If I play this in Wroten the Show, I might be able to hit it if I get like 16-mile-an-hour wind to left field. But we'll have to see. It's very rare to get like 26 miles per hour, and you'll need that to hit the warehouse in left field. Ooh, that one is crushed. Won't be able to beat Babe Ruth. 531. So I think that's his furthest. Today, we're at the Oakland Coliseum prior to the Mount Davis construction, and this stadium was created by Laycen driver. With that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 49,000 people. Down the left field line is 319. To dead center field, it is 400, with 423 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line, it is 319. And just like how the Oakland Coliseum is now, there are 3 decks of seats behind home plate, and they wrap all the way around into left and right field. And just like I mentioned earlier, the 3 decks of seats are in fair territory just for a little bit. And like it is today, we have the staircase in right field. We also have one in left field. We got a section seating in right center field with a scoreboard above it. To dead center field, we have the 4 panels batter's eye. And in left field, just like right field, we do have a large section of seating, and then the 3 decks of seats in fair territory. And prior to the Mount Davis construction, this stadium actually looked really good. And beyond these sections of seating in right and left center field, we do have some hills and some grassy areas that just adds color to the stadium, and it's not just a concrete wall. It actually looks really beautiful. And into right, center, and left field, we do have a scoreboard with some light fixtures lighting up the field, and some advertisements right above the stands. And we have a large area of parking just like the Oakland Coliseum does have now. And I'm pretty sure this is the basketball arena. I know the Warriors don't play there anymore, but this is where they used to play, just across the street from the Coliseum. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. So that's pretty much it for the stadium today. So let's go ahead and try to hit some home runs in this ballpark. Here we are at the Oakland Coliseum. See if we can hit a couple 500-foot bombs. This one almost on top of the section in right. I'm going to try to hit one into the third deck, maybe? Down the right field line. I have to swing pretty early. Oh, not that early. Well, that one's in the third deck. Let's see if we can hit one fair. To dead center field. That one's over the batter's eye. 468. Still haven't hit a 500-foot bomb yet. That might do it. That might be in the second deck, to the back of the second deck. 449. So, it's definitely doable. Oh, over the section. 493. That's the furthest so far. That might be further off the scoreboard. Come on. Oh, over the seats. 495. Bonus time. That one. I don't think I have the height. Maybe the second deck to the back of it. Was that 502? It was. Oh my gosh. I wish I got some height on it. Oh, that was not 450. That was definitely further. But that one's going to miss. One more pitch. Come on. See if we can hit one in the third deck with Hank Aaron. That one, again, to the top of the section. So first pitch for both batters has been to the back of the section. 499. Oh my gosh. 1 foot off. Ooh, for a second there, I didn't think that was going to get out. Come on, give me a high and inside fastball. I want to pull this. Stop pitching it down the middle. Which is ironic, but hey. I'm trying to hit one on top of the third deck. That might. No, I just missed it. That one 500. 523. Oh, I'm swinging too late. Even though it's perfect. Last pitch. Come on, get up there. No. 505 to the top of the stairs, and that's going to do it. Today we're at the former home of the Texas Rangers, Arlington Stadium, and this stadium was created by a Laycen driver. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 54,000 people. Down the left field line is 320. To dead center field, it is 400, with 420 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line, it is 320. As you can see behind home plate, we just have a large section of seating right behind home plate, and then we have a press box at the top of it. And as you can see, we have a parking lot to right beyond the stadium entrance, a large parking lot. We get some light fixtures surrounding the home plate seating. And just like behind home plate, we have another large section of seating in the outfield, and expands from foul territory down the right field line all the way to foul territory down the left field line. And then on the concourse level in left field, we do have a jumbotron with some advertisements surrounding it. And then outside the stadium, we have a large parking lot. We got some light fixtures lighting up the stadium. And I think what the coolest thing about the stadium is that he put the construction of Globe Life Field in the background of the stadium. So in the distance, you can see him building it. And look at the detail to the stadium. Oh my goodness, it looks amazing. From a distance, it looks exactly like Globe Life Field. Even the exterior looks amazing. The cranes are putting in the jumbotron in right field on the roof of it. This just looks amazing. I love the attention to detail to this one. I think he did a fantastic job with this exterior. He even put dirt around to make it look like they're still in construction. Love this detail. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. So that's pretty much it for the stadium. So let's go ahead and try to hit some bombs here in Arlington Stadium. So here we are playing at Arlington Stadium. Don't think we're going to be hitting Globe Life Field, but goodness gracious, almost over the stands. There's like 50 rows. Oh my goodness gracious. 510. That wasn't even halfway up the seats in center. That's insane. The seating here was ridiculous. I mean, obviously I didn't get to go to a game in person there, and I really haven't watched much footage of like games played here, but what I've seen, this seating here was insane. I'll put the capacity of the real stadium in the description so you can get a good idea of how many seats were in the stadium. And I don't know what it formerly was. I don't think it was built for baseball. I'm pretty sure it was like a multi-purpose stadium. 5'10", longest with Mickey Mantle. Changing it up a little bit using Mickey and Mike Schmidt. See if we can get some bombs with different players. 520 first pitch, unbelievable. That's not gonna get out. 420 to left center field. Can't believe that got out. So if you're gonna play at this stadium online, you better hope you don't hit it to left center field, because it probably would not get out. So 4 already with Schmidt. That one, 502. We get bonus, obviously, 2 500-foot bombs. And I was playing Home Run Derby with some friends earlier this week, and some like live series players, or some players have more than 99 power, but for some reason when you play like offline, or I guess here, it doesn't show me, or doesn't adjust the power. So we're at Anchor Park, and this stadium was created by Archmagechemosh. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium sees 34,000 people. Down the left field line is 300. To dead center field, it is 403, with 404 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line, it is 360. And behind home plate, as you can see, we have 2 decks of seats, or 3 if you want to count this lower bowl as its own section. Behind home plate, we have a press box, and then hanging from the bottom of the third deck, we do have some suites or additional press boxes. So right field, we have one large section of seating with some entry into the section right here in the middle. And on the top of this section, we do have some concession stands and some suites, I believe, right above the concessions. And on the roof, we have a out-of-town scoreboard with some light fixtures on each side of it. To dead center field, we have the Polo Grounds batter's eye, and on each side of the batter's eye, we have additional seating. And I want to say these are little party decks that people can rent out right next to the batter's eye. And right above it, we have some space pod props. And into left field, we have 2 decks of seats. Again, some entries into the section at the bottom. And at the top, I want to say these are either restaurants or some more suites. I really love the look of these. And then on the facade of the second deck, we do have some Hit It Here cafe signs. And then on the roof, we have some more additional light fixtures. And something you're not going to see when you're playing at the stadium is the outside of the stadium and its surrounding area. So this is the outside of the stadium. I really love this design. And we have the name of the stadium, Anchor Park. And above the name, we do have a statue of a rhino. We have a beautiful skyline to dead center field, so you'll be able to see that when you're playing. And here's some more buildings to the right, and it's built on the bank of this river. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. So that's pretty much it for this stadium, so I'll meet you all over at the Home Run Derby. Alright, so here we are at Anchor Park. See if we can hit some 500-foot bombs here. That ball off the light fixture, 466. I think it'll be pretty tough to hit a 500-foot bomb to left or right field, just because there's seats there, and I think that has to do something with it calculating distance. Instead of putting projected, it just goes like where it landed. Into 517. Alright, so we finally get a 500-foot bomb to left center field. Oh, not another one. This stadium looks amazing when you're playing. Oh, that one's not getting out. So it's 300 down the left field line. So it's really easy for right-handers to hit one out, but left-handers 360, that might be a challenge. So if you're going to play with the stadium online, I would say stack up on righties, just so you have an easier time hitting one out. I mean, unless you're good. If you're good, you can play at any stadium, because you'll just get a hold of one. Ooh, 484. I don't know if it's possible to hit one on top of the batter's eye. That's a pretty tall batter's eye. But we got pretty close. And this is the only time I'm going to be hitting one out with the Polo Ground batter's eye. Definitely not hitting one out with like a real Polo Grounds. I think it's 440 to center? 460? I think it's 460. Oh my goodness. One more and we win. At least Babe wins. And that's going to do it. Oasis Island in this stadium was created by Murph075. Now let's get on with the tour. So this stadium sees 37,000 people. Down the left field line is 300. To dead center field, it is 404, with 405 being the furthest distance in left center field. And then down the right field line, it is 300. As you can see behind home plate, we have 4 decks of seats that wraps around almost the entirety of behind home plate. Down the left field line, we have this large standing room only area. I really love the look of this. I know A lot of MLB stadiums are moving to a lot of standing room only areas. We also have a second deck of standing room with some concessions. So down the right field line, we have 2 decks of seats with the 4th deck, and then this standing room only or a suite. That just looks like the owner's mansion or something right in the stadium. I think that looks really cool. And then we have so much vegetation. This looks so beautiful. We have a lot of water. Really adds to the look. Beyond all this vegetation, we do have a Jumbotron with Welcome to Oasis Island right above it. To dead center field, we have the Waterfall Zen Batter's Eye. I've never seen this Batter's Eye before, but it looks so cool. They have this one, but they don't have a lot of MLB Batter's Eyes, which is very confusing, but I think it looks really cool. We have some more vegetation surrounding this Batter's Eye. And in left field, I want to say 2 decks of seating, but there's no seating on the lower bowl. We do have a home run party deck. And it's not just floating there. There is a pier that leads you out to this party deck. I really love the look of this. Probably one of the best views you could get at the stadium. And then we also have some boats right next to the home run party deck. Beyond the stadium, we do have a little water park. And I didn't even know they had a cruise ship prop in this game, but they do. He has one right in the distance beyond the hill. So it's probably just docking here. But could you imagine watching a baseball game from a cruise ship? I think that would be amazing. I don't think there's any way to get to the stadium other than boat, which I think is super cool. And I love that the water level is above the stadium. I think that looks so cool. It just looks like you're playing underwater. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. So that's pretty much it for the stadium, and I will meet y'all at the home run derby. So here we are at Oasis Island, trying to hit some bombs. Oh my goodness, first pitch. Party deck? Over the party deck, 491. Alright, I'm not going to watch every home run. That one's over the batter's eye. No, off the top, 515. I love that batter's eye. I've never seen it. I'm going to have to add that to my next stadium if I ever build another one. I built the stadium for episode 1, my first stadium, and then literally nothing after that. Like, I'll go into some existing stadiums and I'll change some things. None of the ones for Stadium Spotlight, but 490. Yeah, I might try to recreate Minute Maid Park like I did last year, but that was such a headache. I don't know if I want to do that again. With this game pretty much dying since the baseball season's over, like maybe we'll have one more like large update, but I might either do some more videos on different games. I'll do Stadium Spotlight still, but 522. Like I might just switch to Stadium, not Stadium Spotlight, just like building stadiums, and I don't know how much we'll play 2v2 or 3v3s like co-op. I don't know how many more of those videos I'm going to make, since I mean there's other games we'd rather play. This game's, I mean, there's nothing really to grind for. Like the World Series cards are kind of blah, but we'll see. Time will only tell. I'm hoping set 6, whenever that comes out, like in 40 days, it's good. I don't even know what they would do. Like, they've done Finest, so I don't know what they would do next. Hopefully, how do y'all feel about sets this year? Do y'all want them removed, maybe changed a little bit? Because I think the concept was good, just execution was kind of mishandled, in my opinion. Today we were at South Grounds Park, and this stadium was created by Archmagechemosh. And with that, let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 7,000 people. Down the left field line is 325. To dead center field is 420, which is the furthest distance in the stadium. And then down the right field line, it is 320. As you see behind home plate, we do have 3 decks of seats. And the closer you get to home plate, there are less seats, which is unusual for many stadiums, but I think it looks really cool. Down the right field line, there are 3 decks, and these decks extend all the way out to right center field. And at the foul pole, it kind of jets out up into this corner, and then it extends further into right center field. For the batter's eye, he used the steel frame wood batter's eye. To the left of it, we do have a out-of-town scoreboard with an advertisement for a cigarette company. I really like the design of this out-of-town scoreboard because, you know, this is the regular piece, but then he added these pieces of wood to it to change the texture, and I think it looks really cool. And in left field, we have 1 layer of seats. This extends all the way to the seats in right center field. And to the back of this section, we do have a wall of advertisements, and above it we do have some chain link fences. And then across the street outside the stadium, we have some rooftop seating like you'll see at Wrigley Field. I really love this design. I'm hoping I can hit one on top of one of these roofs when we go to the home run derby. And for the outside of the stadium, we do have some parking and then some buildings surrounding it. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. And I also forgot to mention the outside of the stadium looks really cool. I love the design to this. And there's a clock tower in between these two sections of seating. Really love it. But that's pretty much it for the stadium, and I will meet y'all at the home run derby. So here we are at South Grounds Park, here with Babe Ruth and Sammy Sosa. Oh, I don't think that's getting out. Oh, barely. 391. But I'm going to have to hit some further ones than that. To Desert Field is 420, which is really deep. But that one should clear it. Oh my gosh, 504. I really did not expect that to go that deep. That one, get out of the stadium. Come on, get out of there. On top of the roof, 497. To right center, get to the second deck. Oh, that's over. Oh my gosh, 503. Insane. Oh, now we're going off of Taco. Out of the stadium? 489, what the heck? I did change the altitude to the stadium. It was at 26, but I think it's enjoyable to watch 500-foot bombs in the home run derby, because if it was at 26, I think I might not even get to 450. Actually, that's a lie, but I don't know. I don't really want to test it out. But 10th home run for Babe, and that one is on top of the roof again, 502. Furthest is 518. Sammy Sosa trying to get 11 home runs. That one's out of the stadium. Get on the roof. On top of the roof. Sammy Sosa knows a little thing about buildings across the street, as he, obviously he played for the Cubs. I want to know y'all's opinion. I don't think Sammy Sosa himself would be in the Hall of Fame, but like players like Barry Bonds, do y'all think he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame? Like with all the steroid controversy and stuff like that, do you think a player like that should be inducted? Like Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, they have the numbers, but the only thing holding them back was the steroid use. So if y'all were voting for Hall of Fame players, oh my gosh, I missed. I don't think we're going to win it now. Would you vote them both in? Or do you think that's something, that doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? To tie it up at 10, but I'm not going to play another whole round. So 521 the furthest distance. Sammy Sosa won in my book. We're at Eagle Square, and this stadium was created by Ray Ratliff. Let's get on with the tour. So this stadium seats 56,000 people. Down the left field line, it is 300. To dead center field, it is 403, with 404 being the furthest distance in right center field. And then down the right field line, it is 305. Behind home plate, as you can see, there are 3 decks of seats, and these seats wrap all the way to left field and all the way down to right field. To right field, we have a giant section of seating, and this goes all the way up to the concourse level, which I don't think you're going to be hitting there anytime soon. But on the concourse, we do have some concessions and an advertisement. To the center field, we have the black pulled tarp batter's eye, and to the right and left of the batter's eye, we do have some standing room. We've got a lot of standing room, and these extend all the way to these buildings in the back. You can see there's a jumbotron right there, a jumbotron above the batter's eye with the Taco Bell entry to center field, Saloon 44, Southeast, and then behind the batter's eye, we also have a Hall of Fame memorial, and we do have a couple bars as well. To left field, we have 1 level of seating. To the back of this section, we do have some concessions and a jumbotron above those concessions with the name of the stadium right above it, Eagle Square. And for the entrance of the stadium, I love it. This looks really cool. Has the name of the stadium right above it. It kind of reminds me of the Battery in Atlanta, just not as big, and it's for the main entrance. To the left of it, we do have a football stadium, and as most cities do, have the baseball and football stadium right next to each other, so I think that looks really cool, and it does have a jumbotron. The roofing of the stadium looks really cool. I love the design. It's not just a flat roof, it actually puts some design into it. I love it. In the outside of the stadium, he used a lot of these stairway clock towers, I guess, as the exterior to the stadium. I think it looks really cool. We do have a Ferris wheel in right field and a bridge in left field. And then to the right of the main stadium, we do have a small Little League field with some seating for it. This is what it looks like from above home plate. This is what it looks like from above center field. And here's a bird's eye view. So that's pretty much it for the stadium, and I will meet y'all over at the Home Run Derby. So here we are at Eagle Square. Gonna try to hit some 500-foot bombs here, as always. Let's see how far this one goes. 490, and it's not even halfway up the seats. That's insane. Let's see, heading for the standing room. Oh my goodness gracious. 499, 1 foot off. Are you kidding me? To Destin Field, that's over the batter's eye. I love the design of the stadium. Looks so cool. With all the standing room and the stands. I think it looks awesome. But yeah, if you have your own stadium you want me to check out, make sure to put your online ID and the name of the stadium in the comments below. And if you haven't already checked out either the live stream or the video, I guess, time lapse of me making a AI generated stadium, I'll leave a link to it in the description so you can check it out. I really want to continue that series. I just haven't had the time to live stream it. And alright, there we go. First round over. 511 is the furthest distance. 112 is the average exit velo. But yeah, if you haven't checked out that video or the live stream, like, I don't build stadiums that often. I think the last stadium I built was the first week of the game coming out. The first video, or the first episode of Season 3 of Stadium Spotlight, that was the only stadium I created this year. Because I either was playing Diamond Dynasty or checking out one of y'all stadiums. So I really didn't have the time to build my own stadium. Now that the game's kind of, I guess, dead. I mean, every year it becomes dead around this time. But yeah, once it, there's nothing to do, I like to go back and build a stadium of my own. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link to it in the description. I did this last year and I recreated Minimade, and I had a blast doing that. So if you want to check it out, link in the description. But that's going to wrap it up for the video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you enjoy the series and want more, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have any stadium you want me to look at, make sure to put your online ID and the name of the stadium in the comments below, and I'll be sure to check it out. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace!